Has age finally caught up with you? Do you have high blood pressure, diabetes, or kidney disease? Well, look and feel younger today. We discovered a new product that promotes appearance and joint issues by the way of collagen, HA, and other super ingredients, without injections. This product will significantly improve joint mobility, help with high blood pressure, kidney disease, and diabetes. It'll also help your skin as well. Call us now at 706-319-0255 or 313-885-4321.
Tune in to the Teachers Lounge Talk Show. We are back for our third season. Topics include education, youth redeveloping, communities, and schools. Join us Thursdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Call and be a part of the conversation. Join Leslie Piper, Ms. Falk, Mr. Weir, and Mr. Gardner.
One of the problems is they forget who elected them. They forget who supported them, who encouraged people to vote for them. So we got to hold people accountable. They become these people, judges, elected officials become part of the status quo, thereby becoming part of the problem.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Teachers Lounge Talk Show. I am your host, Miss Leslie Piper, and it's wonderful to be in your living rooms this wonderful Thursday, this beautiful Thursday evening. Thank you so much to being at the mothership, WHPR-TV 33 Studios. It is the bomb being here. I always get excited when we come, when we come, because we're sharing knowledge, we're sharing what's going on in the fields of education, things to just make things better for you. We have our wonderful host. We have Mr. Brother Gardner. How are you doing, Brother Donovan?
Well, I was doing pretty good today till I got cussed out by some student.
Wait a minute now. You got cussed out?
This kid cussed me out from one end of the hallway down to the other.
Well, what happened?
Okay, so they were fighting after school, right? So one teacher has one kid under control.
Okay.
The other kid he probably knew he could beat the other guy, so he didn't really care.
Okay.
This is the tough guy that cussed me out. So I'm trying to clear the hallway, clear the melee. I may have said, get down the hallway and get your ass out of this school and go home. Or I said something to that extent. Can we say ass on the air?
Well,
I done said it now. Okay. Well, in any case.
If you go off abruptly, y'all, thank Brother Gardner for it. All right, keep going.
Well, in any case, so the kid, as soon as I said the A word, he thought that he had the green light to just say every word in the book. You little MFer, you ain't my daddy. I get my uncles up here on you, B.
Oh, no.
All up and down the hallway. I said, okay, 5 days. He said, you can't suspend me. I said, I can't. Watch me. So we get to the office. And this tough guy, I mean, he turned into the softest little puppy when he got in that office.
Yeah.
You guys gonna give me 5 days and nobody gonna do anything to him.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's where kids have society is messed up.
Yeah.
Because the kids go up and down the hallway cussing, carrying on, they in the classroom cussing, acting a fool, and they think teachers can't say anything.
Right.
I wanted to tell that little boy so bad, I'm grown.
Right.
You not grown.
Right.
And you gonna learn today.
Yeah.
He went home with 5 days today.
Yes. Yes, he did.
With his smart mouth.
Well, you know, I'm
he should have
sorry
tuned
about
in
that.
last week when he was talking
I know,
about
I'm glad you
teachers should
didn't have
have
a
guns
gun.
in school.
I know y'all glad you didn't have that gun that you wanted. I can see how that was going to end. I'm watching the news. Oh, breaking news. Donovan Gardner shot a kid. Oh,
I said clear the hallway.
You did.
I said go home, little boy.
You did. What you think, Brother Weir? How you feeling today?
Well, I'm a little bit calmer.
A bit calmer.
Although, I don't know, maybe it was something in the air today, because I had trouble with a little kid. I wasn't as expressive with Donnie, but he had on the cross. And he had on the cross, and I asked him, did he believe in Jesus? He said, yeah. And I said, well, you're going to meet him if you keep messing around here.
Well, you can tell the weather has broken. You can tell the weather has broken because, something happens I guess the kids get a little antsy and
Yeah.
they want to flex their muscle and the bravado. They want to show off in front of their friends. That's all it is. They want to show off in front of their friends. But listen, children, if you're watching, don't go too far. Know how to pull back and say, "Psych, I'm sorry, my bad, please." All right, we're not here to hurt you. The teachers, we're not here to hurt you. We're here to help you. We're here to advance you. Don't get in our way. And don't get yourself in the way. We're here to Teachers Lounge. We have to give thanks to Minister Malik Shabazz and the Get Up Stand Up Show for sharing his platform with us every Thursday from 8 to 9. We have to give a nice shout out to our sponsor, Available Geeks, Brother David, for the 3 years that the Teachers Lounge has been on air here at the mother station, WHPR TV 33 Studios. Available Geeks has sponsored each and every segment. And we definitely want to thank him for that. And I have to tell you, for all of your computer needs, your website needs, your commercial needs, contact AvailableGeeks.com. AvailableGeeks.com. If you don't know how to spell it, we don't want your business. AvailableGeeks.com. I wasn't going to be like AVAIL. I wasn't going to do all that. Enough of that. You want to give us a call here, 313-868-0342 or 313-868-0351, sorry, or 313-868-0436.
Show them the shirt, Leslie. Show them the
Listen,
shirt.
everybody, I'm going to make them bounce. Look,
Okay.
we have Teachers Lounge paraphernalia. Can you see? Look. Yes, it says the Teachers Lounge Talk Show. Can you see it? I'm so happy. We are really stepping up. I love it. The Teachers Lounge Talk Show t-shirts. We're going to have sweatshirts. We're going to have hats. And, of course, if you want to wear one, purchase one, you'll be able to support your teachers. We teach your children. Give us a hand. Support us. Okay? All right. Enough of that. Enough of the comedy. All right?
Okay.
We have a riveting guest.
I hope
Thank
she
you
decides
for-
to stay too after this.
Thank you so much for bearing with us. Look, we have personalities. We have fun. We laugh. We have a good time. Okay? We have with us a very special guest, Miss Betty Maple. Miss Betty Maple comes to us from a wonderful summer program called ACAP, Accounting Career Awareness Program. Let me say that again. It's called ACAP, A-C-A-P, Accounting Career Awareness Program. So I got to tell you, Miss Betty, thank you so much for coming out. Can you please tell us more about ACAP, Accounting Career Awareness Program? Tell us right into that mic.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, right up
I'm
into it.
excited. I'm always excited to talk about ACAP.
Mhm.
It is a program. It started in Detroit in 2001. And so there were a number of us. A young lady took it on to herself to create the document to set the program up here. It is a national program. There's 20 across the country. And so we started ACAP here in Detroit in 2001. I was one of the presenters periodically, but I really wasn't as invested, but I was a presenter. And at the time I'm retired now. I'm actually a retired partner from Deloitte.
Okay.
And so,
Deloitte.
but through that experience, I saw so much in terms of the school, what we were exposed to, and my philosophy is that we're taught technical things in school,
Yes.
but it's the soft skills that really can hold you back. And so,
Now, when you say soft skills, just so that people know.
yes, we'll talk about that in just
Okay.
a moment. So one of the things we do in ACAP is we hone in on the soft skills. We deal with networking. There's so much to be gained from networking. And typically, a lot of our young people don't know how to network. And it's a very powerful tool. It's amazing what you can do with networking. So we do a lot of teaching around it. We do an event where we have dinner, and we bring in professionals. And then we do a brief session on how to network. Then they have to practice. So everything is practice all week. So we do networking. We start them out on Sunday night with financial empowerment. Most of the time it's called literacy, but I like the word empowerment. So we're empowering them around their finances. So we start them out Sunday night, and we put them in teams, because now in the workplace, everybody's a team. You don't get to be the Lone Ranger anymore. So you have to have it. Thank you.
We want everyone to see your pretty face. That's all. Go ahead.
Thank you.
So pretty.
So we have teams. So they have to start with, we have 5. They're broke up in groups, probably maybe 5 or 6 groups, depending on the number. And they're each assigned a company. They're given a salary, and they have to work together in their job, this fictional job, saving money, living expenses. How do you get to work every day? What are you going to do? So you really have to do that. So every night, that's what they do.
Go ahead, please.
During the day, they're in session. So we start early in the morning, and then we deal with things such as they're doing things around internal controls, solving problems, ethics. Ethics is a huge issue now in terms of ethics. So they have to solve projects around ethics. So we take them through a whole list, and we're bringing in leaders, corporate business owners, executives, CEOs. So they're not talking eye to eye. The goal is that the students are looking upward in their thinking and what they're doing. On Thursday and Friday, we take them out to companies. We break them up into 6 groups, 5 or 6, and they go to different firms, organizations, companies. Some of our sponsors that host our students are DTE and Plant Moran, Deloitte. So we have a number of companies that host them, and our sponsors are listed. We send them to PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, which is the same. So they're going out to corporations, shaking hands with partners, leaders, business owners. So they're really being exposed to a lot in a week. They're pretty tired by Friday.
Yeah.
So
I like that. I love it. And when does this program start?
for this, it's in July.
It's in July.
This year's program is Sunday, July 8th through Friday, July 13th.
And when should people begin to register?
Registration opened in January. It will close on April 30th.
So we don't have a lot of time.
That's right.
By the way, hi Facebook.
And we accept 30
Hi
students.
Facebook. 30 students.
30 students.
Do you usually have a field?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All
We
right.
usually have 30 students. What happens, what I always tell people, sometimes we wait to think, well, I don't know if I want to come. I tell students, apply for the program. It is better to apply and be accepted than to wait
Right.
and it's full. You can always cancel because I have a wait list and I can slide people in those slots. But if you wait till April 30th and it's closed, you're not going to get in.
So how do you get the word out? How do you, because it sounds like it stays full. How do you get the word out? Where do the students come from? Just a couple of questions there.
I have a distribution list of all the teachers who, of students we've come. The application asks for the counselors at your school, your teacher, anybody in accounting. So we have a list of teachers. So we zip it out, email it out to the schools, to the teachers. We send it to the prior list of parents. So we're sending it, we're e-blasting it. And
That's how I found out about it. I
yeah.
got the e-blast.
you got the e-blast? Okay, that's what we're doing. So we're zipping it out all over the place. And instructors are sending their students. So we're really, really, I mean, it's very exciting. It's something that we're offering, and it's really boosting the skills of the students.
See, I especially like what you said about networking.
Yes.
Now, when I think of networking, you know, you go, you shake hands, and you talk eye to eye, face to face. And what I do notice about a lot of my students, it's, in my opinion, it's difficult for them to look someone in the eye, you know. It's difficult, you know, they do this a lot. You know, they move and ask me, look straight ahead, stand straight, talk, in the eye, nice strong voice. You know, they want to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, high five on that, yeah. So do you find that many of your students have those type of behaviors, and how do you transform that?
Well, that's part of the session.
Okay.
We actually
How
talk.
do you, how, though? I'm really curious. How would you transform that type of behavior that is so acceptable now?
One of the things that I find amazing is that when you take a group of students and you put them in a room and you create a community of learners, people don't have the energy to be to the far left when you're in a community of learners. What we find is students push each other higher. And we find them saying, what are you saying? What, you don't say that. So they really help each other get stronger. It's amazing what happens, you know. And so a community of learners is an amazing thing. Yeah.
See, I love that. I love this.
That's a lot. It seems like you do a lot in that short a period of time. I mean, it sounds fantastic. You know, I was just talking about, sometimes I think we were talking in the lobby about how education kind of needs to be flipped upside down. And I know you had another word for it, but I guess there's a lot of literacies, and financial literacies are something that I think our kids are, are lacking. The shirt got you going, huh? So it would be interesting if you know, maybe some kind of, I don't know, shortened. I would like to see it as a curriculum, I guess, in maybe upper middle school, high school. It would be nice for that to be a curriculum for our students in public schools.
Well, you know, there are a number of firms who their staff, they are committed to volunteering. So there are opportunities to have people come into your classroom and actually do some presentations. And some of the firms have actually adopted some schools. I don't have all those names, but they have. And what they're doing is going into the school and they're actually sharing and being volunteers to do those kinds of things.
Now, it's high school, right? Don't you want high schoolers?
We do high school. This is a high school program.
Okay. Now, is there anything for, because I'm in a middle school, I work K through 8, and you know, my kids talk about making money all of the time, you know, but they never talk about managing money.
Right.
You know, always making it, never managing it. And so when I hear him talking about money, I'm like, okay, you need to learn about money.
Right.
Is there a program, or would you consider, or maybe ask the sponsors, maybe they can lower the age and maybe grab them in the 6th grade, 7th grade, maybe even 8th grade?
You know what? I don't know. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
And maybe there's an opportunity, and I'll find out. Maybe some people are doing that as a part of what they do. This one is a national program, so it's kind of hard to change the national program.
Sure.
But there may be opportunities. But I still suggest that perhaps you bring in volunteers because there are CPAs and accountants all around. So the National Association of Black Accountants, and you certainly can appeal to them to get some volunteers to come into your classroom. And some of them will do it on an ongoing basis. They may do a series of 4 weeks or 6 weeks. So don't hold back. Ask for volunteers because one of the things that happens in our firms and in our organizations is there's a mandate to volunteer because volunteering is getting our name out. It builds business. It does a lot. So this whole community activity is very important. So don't shy away from asking for volunteers.
What's your role in this week-long program? Are you an instructor or are you more of a site director?
I'm the chairperson.
You're the chairperson.
Yeah. So I do a lot of I write the proposals, I manage the agenda, I meet with the team, making sure everything's approved, and so I negotiate. We hold the program at Wayne State.
Okay.
So I have to negotiate with Wayne State to get all that set up. We have an opening dinner, closing dinner, so I'm managing the entire process.
Man. Betty Maple, the man.
In a word,
yes.
yeah.
Let's go to our caller. Caller, welcome to the Teachers Lounge. You're live with Betty Maple from ACAP, Accounting Career Awareness Program. How can we help you?
Hi, teachers. How are y'all doing today?
Very well, very well.
Right.
I guess we could be happier, but other than that, very well.
I listen to a lot of black empowerment stuff on the radio and online. And since the state, 80% black, they're hearing accountable. So,
You're fading in and out,
You're
caller.
fading in and out there, caller.
yeah, I'm hearing the feedback. My question is that how much do y'all teach on doing for self, teaching finances to regenerate wealth within the community?
Okay, okay. Thank you, caller. I believe there's a lot of feedback. I believe his question was, how would you take this program into the community to generate wealth? And caller, if I got it wrong, call back. I'm sorry, but I believe because it's all that static. Did you hear it differently?
No, I'm not quite sure. He's probably going to have to address that. I'm not quite sure if he quite understands what it is that you're actually doing. But it sounds like something about building wealth in the community and bringing it back in the community. That sounds like a very good first step with what you're doing now.
I think part of what happens if you don't, if we as a people don't appreciate what money can do, because one of the things that I was sitting in on a presentation and they talked about the turnover of money, and they talked about the various communities. And when we got, most of the money turns over 7 times, 10 times. And then when we come to our community, it turns over one time.
One time.
And so I think what happens is that when we begin to teach, build your company, how do I manage this? And that's what we're teaching, trying to teach these students. They have to actually think it through. There's so many of us who start college and don't finish because we don't think it long term. So we're trying to teach our students how to think, how to move forward. It's not that they don't think, but there's a way to think stronger. And I say that because, I mean, when I got involved and started going through all the programs, and I started learning, oh, wait a minute, is that the way you think? Oh, okay. So I started to change my thinking around finance and how do I manage it and what do I do with it? How do I build it?
You started to respect it.
Yeah, I don't have to spend every dollar I get.
Yeah, right.
So we're teaching our students those kinds of things. So, but money is bigger than just money. It's really, the networking piece plays a part. Because what happens when I talk to you and you tell me how you're doing things, I pick up ideas. So networking has a power in itself. So we're teaching students how to network. So there's so much involved in what we're doing. We're teaching them about team. Most folks, and I'm a CPA, and as a partner at Deloitte, sitting at the big table, very few people who are wealthy came to the table alone. They had a group. So we have to learn. So the networking says, hey, I connect with you, you connect with me, and we make this thing happen.
That's right.
And so that's part of what we don't have. This is mine, and I want to do mine.
Right.
But what if we all got together and made it work, and we're fair with each other? Because your gift, mine, they're different, but we put them all together. We're a powerhouse.
Or I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I get wound up.
No, and
with
you should. You should. I had to bring myself back. We got to take a break. We got to pay some bills. Come back. We have this Betty Maple from Accounting Career Awareness Program, Financial Literacy, everybody. We're going to be back in about a minute or so. Come back.
touch that.
Don't touch that.
Tune in to the Teachers Lounge Talk Show. We are back for our 3rd season. Topics include education, youth redeveloping, communities, and schools. Join us Thursdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Call and be a part of the conversation. Join Leslie Piper, Ms. Falk, Mr. Weir, and Mr. Gardner.
One of the problems is they forget who elected them. They forget who supported them, who encouraged people to vote for them. So we got to hold people accountable. They become, these people, judges, elected officials, become part of the status quo, thereby becoming part of the problem.
Hey, welcome back to our second segment of the Teachers Lounge Talk Show. We are here every Thursday from 8 to 9 here at the WHP 3 TV, 33 Studios, the mothership. Again, we thank Minister Malik Shabazz and the Get Up Stand Up Show for sharing his platform with us every Thursday. We thank Available Geeks and Brother David. Please, for all your computer needs, all your website needs, contact availablegeeks.com. We are continuing our conversation with Miss Betty Maple from the Accounting Career Awareness Program, or ACAP. We have Brother Donovan with us. Brother Weir had to go pick his wife up at the airport. Bless his heart. Drive safely. Hope there's not a lot of traffic out there. Give us a call. We're talking financial literacy. We're talking a summer program for your children. You have until April 30th to register for this program. Give us a call. Hold on, caller. 313-868-0342, 313-868-0351. Our last number is 313-868-4336. Can I take this call?
Yeah, I had a question, but let's take the call first before I ask the question.
Caller, welcome to the Teachers Lounge. How can we help you?
Yeah, I just want to know how we're going to hold these people accountable other than voting.
I'm sorry, say it again, caller?
How are we going to hold these people accountable for loving niggas like you?
How are we going to
hold them accountable for what, sir? I'm not sure I understood your question.
Oh, he's gone. Caller, we didn't understand your question. Please feel free to call back. I'm not quite sure what you mean, so give us a call back. Again, our numbers are 313-868-0342 or 313-868-0351. Our last call-in number is 313-868-4336. Again, Betty Maple, the vibrant and energetic Betty Maple. So excited talking about the Accounting Career Awareness Program. Betty, before the break, we were talking about how the black community, we do not circulate our dollar.
Right.
And what I'm wondering is, when students participate in your program, do you encourage them to be entrepreneurs where they build a business within their community and they encourage circulation of that dollar? Be the example, encourage the example.
Because that's kind of what I wanted to ask.
Okay.
Because you guys are saying that other communities, money turns over 7 times, and then the African American community, their money turns over 1 time. Well, I need some financial literacy on that, because I don't really understand what you mean by other communities' money turns over 7 times, and our money only turns over once. What does that mean?
What that means is, in other communities or ethnic groups, they shop with each other. So I keep it within the community. So in other words, we don't just shop with black businesses. We shop all over the place, everywhere, anywhere. So the money doesn't stay in our community. I was given an example, and I won't get into all the different communities, but in several communities, they gave an example of, I buy from you, you buy from me, I buy from my colleague down the street. So we keep it in our community. So we're building each other up. We're making each other stronger. And in our community, I get paid and I leave my community and I go shopping somewhere else. Now that's a twofold thing. So my community must be in a position that I can shop and shop fairly.
Right.
So it goes both ways. So that was one of the things that it was very interesting. Someone was sharing that with me in terms of the statistics.
See, and I think that's so important. And I try to be an example of that. I know Minister Malik. He sells a lot of the products that Brother J.D. Hill created. And Afro, my goodness, Easy Silk, I believe it's called. And they have lotions and body butter and shea butter. And let me tell you something. I buy that shower gel from him. I buy the lotion from him. I buy the shea butter from him. I'm a stock up, get me more. And let me tell you something. The product is good. It's a good product. I'm supporting a black business. And I know Minister Malik, he's going to take my dollar and circulate it to another black business
Yes.
and put the money in a black bank at that.
Mm-hmm.
So do you encourage students to maybe open up an account at the black bank?
We do. We talk about that.
Mhm.
And of course, a lot of it depends on where they live and access. So there are a number of dynamics that will deal with that.
Because it's not like a lot of black banks are jumping out there. Like, I would love to patronize a black bank, but I don't know of any that's around me.
We do have one. We have the First Independent Bank.
The
First
first
Independent
independent bank.
Mhm. We have our account there. Available Geeks has an account there. I have my account there. So does my husband, and we support. So open up an account.
Where are they?
First-
Where are they located?
7 Mile
the West Side, Green Acres around there.
And it's called First Independent
First Independent Bank. First
Okay.
Independent. Everybody. 7 Mile in Livernois. First Independent Bank is a black bank. All right, folks. Open up an account at the black bank. Support your own. I am all for that. Here's my question. Why do you think, I hope it's not off topic, and maybe you could chime on in this too, Brother Gardner. Why do you think when you hear buy black, and you hear black people saying buy black, for some of us, we can't stand that. We're like, I'll buy, I want to buy where I want to buy. You know, it's almost like oh, no, you're wrong for saying to buy amongst your own. Yet, I know, Marnina Falk is one of our hosts, and she's Jewish. And I know that their dollar circulates about 11 or 12 times before it leaves their
Absolutely.
community.
Absolutely.
So what do you think? Why do you think it's so bad when we say buy black, but when others do it, it's supposed to be. But when we do it, it's like a curse. Why do you think?
I don't think we were
Hold on, caller.
taught that way or conditioned that way.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
And so I think it's a teaching,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and it's passed down from generation to generation.
That's right.
I enjoy shopping in the black community.
Yes.
Now, I have to balance that because I have to weigh it. I'm willing to pay $1 extra,
Mhm.
but I'm not willing to pay 10 more.
Right.
So we have to balance that. And I mean, I was speaking to a gentleman. I was getting ready to buy fairly significant product. And I said, I can get this exact same product for about half the price. I said, I need you to bring this down about 25%. I'll pay you 25% more. I'll give up that 25, but I don't think I should pay double.
Right.
He
Right.
says, I'm not changing it. I'm like, now wait a minute. We both should build up each other.
Right.
So I had a problem with that. So I think we got to balance this thing out. And I understand that there are some complications because if you have a smaller space, you cannot buy the bulk. So now I bought a smaller quantity, it costs me more. So I've got to charge more. But we have to balance that. I shouldn't have to pay double. And so that's one of the issues with higher cost.
Right.
And so we have to balance that out.
Yeah. We want to take this call. Thank you for holding, caller. How can we help you? Welcome to the Teachers Lounge.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
evening.
I'm enjoying the program as usual.
Thank you.
But I wanted to say to Mr. Gardner,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
I was listening to him at the beginning of the show and telling me about the ordeal that happened today in school.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what I have to say, I disagree with the way you handle that. I disagree, Mr. Gardner. Because what I think we have to be an example for the children. When you said, now you need to get your ass out of here. Number one, ass is the donkey. And I think that I'm just kind of upset the way that was handled. And I can understand, too, don't get me wrong. But if we want kids to respect us, because most of these kids hear this stuff at home. And if they hear it at home, then if they hear it abroad, then they think it's the right way to handle things. So that's why I'm very cautious about that. So I just to bring that to your attention. I love you. This is just a great thing. Take care, and I'm listening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, caller, for that
You wanna
comment,
reply?
because I definitely want to reply to that statement. In the climate that we teach in these days, you can be as professional and talk as nice as you want to.
Hold
But
on,
because of where our kids come from, that's not always going to be the method that gets the effect that you desire or the effect that you want, which is, for me, was to clear the hallway and control the melee. What's happened and what the last caller was saying is what's wrong mentally with what's going on with the system now. As an adult, I should have the right to voice my opinion, not go over the top, and let these kids know that I mean business. They already took paddling out of the classrooms. They took prayer out of the school. What can I do? If I tell that young man to clear the hallway and take his ass home, he should have cleared the hallway and took his ass home. But what he wanted to do was ball up his fists, show me how tough he could be. But that's the same kid. Now you have to remember, caller, this is the same kid that just got done getting into a fight when the fight was being broken up. He didn't care that other teachers, male teachers at that, you know, I always say we need more men in the school. He didn't care that there were male teachers in that hallway. He didn't care that the principal was in the office when he went in that office and cussed me out all up and down the hallway. Now, what I wanted to do was put that boy through the window. But it was because of my professionalism, I kept my hands to myself and I didn't put him through the window or put him on the ground and give him a grown man's reward for talking to a grown man like that. Caller, that's what's wrong with these young kids now. That's where I disagree with you, caller, because I'm the authority figure. And the lesson that young man learned hopefully may save his life one day. Because when the police go to pull him over and he wants to buckle up to the police and ball his fist up to the police or any other form of authority, they're going to put that young man in his place. He tried to buckle up to me, cuss me out, thought he was going to get me in trouble because I told him to take his ass home. Well, he's going to be sitting at home for 5 days. And guess where I'm going to be? At work. When he gets out there in the streets and tries to defy authority, guess what's going to happen? He's going to be handcuffed, shot, dead, or something else terrible is going to happen to him. Caller, that's what's wrong with these kids now. They don't respect authority. And it's that mentality that you have is the same mentality that these kids have that think they have a one-up on the teacher. The teacher can't cuss at me, but I can. The teacher can't put their hands on me, but I can throw books, flip chairs, throw stuff at the teacher and do whatever they want, and they can't do nothing to me or they'll lose their job. Not today. It didn't happen today. That young man learned today. And that's all I have to say about that, caller.
Our lines are lit up. Here we go. Caller, welcome to the Teacher's Lounge. How can we help you this evening?
So how you doing today?
We're fine, thank you.
I appreciate the comment that the young man just made, but I want to go back to a comment that y'all were talking about.
Okay.
The previous topic.
Okay.
It was the topic of when y'all referring to shopping black.
Yes, sir.
Now, I would like for y'all to explain to me what's the difference between using my dollar to a specific entity based on race versus me limiting who I want to sell my product to.
Do you understand that question? Can you repeat that one more time, a little louder, caller, please?
Okay, I'll say it again. I said, what's the difference between me picking who I spend my dollar with based on race versus who I limit who can purchase my merchandise based on race? Would like for y'all to explain the difference.
Would you limit who could purchase your merchandise if you're trying to make money? When you want money to get money from everybody?
Hello?
Caller, when you want to get the equal amount of money from everybody, all races? My question would be, why would you want to limit your money to whoever you selling your merchandise to? I know if I was selling something, I would want everybody to buy my stuff. Black people, white people, Chinese people. I wouldn't limit my money.
I would. What do you think, Betty?
No, it sounds like what you're asking about is discrimination. It really is not about discrimination. I believe in shopping all over, and I spend a lot of time. I enjoy shopping in the black community. We do
Hold
a
on,
lot
callers.
we do a number of things at my church where we have vendors come in. They are typically black vendors, and I try to make it my business to shop with those vendors. And as long as I know them and can stay in touch, I shop with them. However, I also recognize that there are not enough stores or black vendors near me that I can buy everything I need. So I shop all over. But I'm very conscious of shopping with black vendors. I think that's appropriate. That's not, and when it comes to me spending my money, it's okay for me to pick and choose who I spend it with.
I know. I never heard buy black until I was much, much older. No one told me that when I was a child.
Right.
Buy black.
Right.
No one.
Right.
You know, I
That's
didn't
right.
know.
Either.
I was much grown, a grown A woman
Right.
when I heard buy black, and felt weird about it. Buy black, I buy. You know, but then I had to wake up. Caller, welcome to the Teacher's Lounge. How can we help you this evening?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I want to say to Teacher Gardner that I have empathy for what you go through as a teacher. The climate out there is really challenging now.
Yes, it is.
But I don't think that you can expect a youngster to turn around his behavior in one incident where you think that you could corral him into what you think is appropriate behavior. A lot of youngsters have negative, combative experiences at home and in the streets and all of that kind of stuff. And as a teacher, maybe one of your core responsibilities would be to stand firm as a person that could deal with his challenges and not feed into
Hold on,
them.
callers.
Again, as an instructor, you're in that battle, but I don't think that your response was ideal, and that is a questionable term too sometimes. But I appreciate that you even taking on the role to help educate and guide our youngsters. And that's all I have to say, and thank you for this show.
All right, I
Thank you
appreciate
so much,
that, caller.
Do you want to respond to that, brother? Or do you
Yeah,
want
well,
to take this call?
let me respond to
Okay,
that.
hold on, caller.
First of all, when kids act out of line, you got to set an example. You have to set a clear-cut example. You have to make an example out of that student if you want to control your environment. The last caller even admitted himself that the climate that we teach in is so horrible that they're even considering arming teachers for various reasons. Kids get upset, parents get upset, anybody come in and out of the school. It's so horrible when the main thing that they're there to do is to learn. They're supposed to get more than education. They're supposed to get a life lesson, a life education. And I'm old school. I believe in old school values.
Hold on,
When
caller.
I got in trouble in school, my mother didn't take my word for it. She sided with the adult. Or if I'm in the neighborhood playing around and I got in trouble, the people in the neighborhood would chastise me. Then once my mom found out or a relative found out, then I would be in trouble even more. Now in today's society, kids have the ideology that they're untouchable. They have all of these rights. They can do or say what they want to do and nothing's going to happen to them because they are a child. Well, that's the problem. And that's where the youth is lost. And I did teach that young man a lesson. I did make an example out of him. And I guarantee you that all the kids that know this young man at this school knows that Mr. Gardner gave him 5 days for cussing him out up and down the hallway. Next time I come down that hallway and I say, get y'all behinds in class or get out of this hallway and take your behind home, they're going to get their behinds in that classroom. They're going to get their behinds out of the hallway, or they know what's going to happen to them. They're going to go home again. And that's what happens. There has to be consequences for when these kids act up. And it's that soft mentality, or like what the last caller said, oh, you should have handled it this way. You should have handled it more professionally. Well, when the other teacher handled it more professionally, the kids still wanted to fight, and it was still a melee in the hallway. When I came around the hallway, ruler in hand, acting a plumb fool, getting down on their level right with them. You know how they say, Michelle Obama say, when they go low, we go high? Yeah. Well, sometimes you got to go right down on the floor with these people. I guarantee you next time I say clear this hallway or take y'all behinds home, they going to clear that hallway, they going to take their behinds home, and that's because Mr. Gardner made an example out of that young man. It needs to be, yeah, let's take this caller.
Calm down. Welcome to the Teachers Lounge. How can we help you?
Mad.
So, hello. I'm a familiar voice.
Yes.
Actually, my son is in Mr. Gardner's class, and his name is Frazier. So I want to address the last caller, because it sounds like he don't have any kids, and my son is a problem kid. If my son cuts up in that classroom, I'm coming and I'm acting a plum fool, and I'm going to expect for his teacher to get in that behind as well. Call me when it's situated. Don't call me before. Don't call me if it's not situated. Don't call me for anything. Call me once you took care of it. Whoever that mom was that took away the village, she needs to be locked up somewhere, because nowadays we need that village. I'm a single mother of 4. Who else am I going to have my back when these kids go to school wanting to be grown? My child cuts out grown people every day. Wring his neck. Let me know that he's at the hospital and he's still breathing.
Yes, Mama. Yes.
Take care of it and let me know. See, that man, he must not have any kids. Put mine in check and then come and notify me what happened so I can put him in check again.
Thank you,
caller.
Good point. We have one more call. I'm hoping that this next call is about Accounting Career Awareness Program. Okay? We have Miss Betty Maple here. Betty, this what happens at the
That's
Teachers
okay.
Lounge.
That's fine.
And we just all lit up. I'm so happy. Teacher, welcome. Caller, welcome to the Teachers Lounge. How can we help you this evening?
I'm just going to stick with the saying of educate to liberate. I remember the time when we went to school, you got whooped with a paddle, you got whooped with a ruler,
sure did.
And then you go home and get whooped again. And that's the problem. The children think that they have a right to do and say whatever they want to do. And when they get out there on the street and one of them racist cops get a hold to them,
that's right.
They better not breathe, sneeze. So they going to have to learn discipline and how to respect authority. With the program that the lady is doing, I think that's excellent. But we need to educate to liberate, which means they're going to have to know what to do financially, economically, and a whole lot of other things they need to learn to survive and navigate in this world, like group economics. Learn how to build your own business and be your own CEO, because working for somebody else is not working anymore. You become a debt slave and engaged in making somebody else's family empires and not your own. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, caller.
Caller, we have about a minute left. We have 2 more callers. You got it popping, Brother Gardner. I'll say this, callers, we can't get to you because we have wonderful Miss Betty Maple here. And we just want to give out her information, how you can enroll your children. The caller that just called, you may want to enroll your child in this wonderful program. Please get a pen, get some paper. We got about a minute and a half. Can you please give your contact information and how students and parents can get involved in ACAP, Accounting Career Awareness Program?
Yes. If you want to send an email, you can send it to ACAP, ACAP, at acapdetroit.com. Send an email. I'll email you an application, or you can go online at nabadetroit.org/ACAP, ACAP.
Love it. We got to go.
All right.
See you next Thursday, 8 to 9. So long. Peace.
Tune in to the Teachers Lounge Talk Show. We are back for our third season. Topics include education, youth redeveloping, communities, and schools. Join us Thursdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Call and be a part of the conversation. Join Leslie Piper, Ms. Falk, Mr. Weir, and Mr. Gardner.